Hello guys, George here. Recently I got the opportunity to play uh, ASL starter kit scenario with Stu over at Vaseline with Stu. So it's scenario 3 of starter kit number 1 called Simple Equation. And I just wanted to share my thoughts with you because it appears that some of my commentary may have been inadvertently left out. Um, Conquering technology is a bit more difficult than conquering your opponent. So what this scenario is all about is about a battle taken in Aachen, Germany, 12 October 1944. Forgive me if I massacred the pronunciation of that city. So the battle was raging since October 10th of 1944. Uh, There were a complicated series of maneuvers designed to encircle the city from both the north and south and had been occupying the attention of the American command. These few units committed to the frontal assault of Aachen had some tough going. Not only were the Aachen defenders numerically superior, but they were fighting on their home soil for one of the cherished Nazi symbols, Aachen, home of the First Reich. Now, uh, I got a glimpse of the my opponent's setup, and basically, as he noted during our gameplay, you'll note that ASL uh, boards are quite porous, and that's a good way of putting it. Now, he has, believe it or not, uh, actually all his leaders kind of exposed, uh, or most of his leaders exposed. And I was about to advance from I guess the top part of the board uh, to occupy some of these buildings, and I saw that I had a perfect opportunity to advance my forces in such a way as to extol perfect lanes of fire on each leader in this direction, in this direction, through the buildings onto leader Zon 7-0, again from here, and the same thing with his most powerful leader. Now, I couldn't ignore these units here, and I believe that he did a great setup, setting these leaders here, these units here, because the only way really to dislodge them is by confronting them face to face, uh, almost face to face, right? I could bring up a unit here to cut off any retreat, but you'd have to make them retreat to begin with. And if you look, they also have LOS 6 hexes away, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they would be able to cut any advance I would have into this hex and that hex. So, so that was basically my idea about how to go about winning this game would be to set up in such a fashion that some forces came here, some forces came here, and some forces would confront these units here, and hopefully with the intent of or the ability uh, to rain firepower on the leaders. So this was the initial German setup I had to contend with. So here's how I got about it. Um, I had concentrated a force with a leader here and a flamethrower, and I was about to come on the edge of the board just to give them a little thing to worry about on the right end. And this unit would advance through the woods here, and these fellows would advance quite quickly up to these buildings here. These units were situated in such a way that with the MGs, by occupying certain buildings here, they would be able to fire through the buildings, through the alleys, and hitting ultimately the German leaders. Now let's see how this went. That was the US player setup. The consequences. The consequences were quite grave, actually. Um, my attempts to advance here, there were consequences in terms of breaking units here, 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 but not here. Right here, they only broke trying to advance into these buildings because eventually I have to occupy greater than an amount of 20 or more buildings. So I've had um, some units broken, but not eliminated so far. Uh, Same goes here. My units to try to advance onto these three remaining conscript units. Most of them all broke. I did manage to get 1447 KIA. However, on his end here, this leader here broke. This leader here was not able to advance through open ground. These units here were able to, for the most part, advance on to this leader. And here, all but 1666 is not broken, and the all but one conscript unit is not broken. So we'll see the continuation of this game between Stu and I. I'll leave a link to his channel below. But the game is pretty much almost done. There's a few more turns remaining. So in order for me to win, I will have to um, rally most of my squads and attempt to advance either by using smoke or through open ground and capture more buildings. Hope to see you soon. Take care.